mostly. It's obvious we're just not a very good team right now. So we took our body blows, and we haven't recovered. And they just out-toughed us. Simple as that. No other explanation. They just played harder than us. They were tougher than us. And we keep making the same mistakes we made week 2. So, simple.
Is that why Larson got as much time as he did, was just like running out of options? Might as well
No, he just played better than all them guys. Shit. He just played more the right way. I told him after the game, I said, look, man, I don't care what the results are. I'm not watching that anymore. I'm not going to watch bad basketball, not getting on the floor for a loose ball, not making the extra pass. I just won't. Like, we ain't going to win like that, so why watch it? I'll just play the guys that do it. You know, I felt like he played better than the other guys, so I played him. I thought he did a good job. Probably should have played him all year because he's got good toughness. He's not great, but he's got good toughness. He guards, he boxes out, he moves the ball. You know, like the one play they threw it to him under the rim and he moved it to the corner for our 1 out of 2 assists that we got all game. Like how can you possibly have 7 assists every night? Think about that. Like that's ridiculous. If that doesn't tell you anything, then you got to be blind as a bat, right? 7 assists every night. What do we average, Dave? One of the worst in the country, right? We can't be that bad passing the ball. We just refuse to. It's just like a loose ball, charges. You think about how many of our perimeter guys have taken the charge all year. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount, low amount. It's ridiculous. And ultimately, it's on me because I've allowed it. I keep playing those guys and keep doing that. So we're not winning anyway. Might as well set the tone. See who wants to gut it out and have some guts. Simple as that.
Have any of you guys responded to that, do you think?
Well, they don't like it,
No, but I mean like individuals that you're actually pleased with their response, or no?
There's guys that are playing pretty good. But as a group, we're not. I mean, you can't, I don't know, Dave, when's the last time we scored in the 60s?
We don't go over 60 twice in this low 60s.
I think that's kind of your answer, right? We're not going to score much, so you better do the other things. And then in order to score, you got to move the ball a little better. Because chucking it isn't going to help them, right?
When you said you made the agreement to reboot this program, obviously we're not expecting this. Just how important is it to make sure the culture raises and the challenge that you get the guys raises and things don't fall into lackadaisical behavior?
I mean, look, they've been damaged. There's no question emotionally. Look, in fairness to them, like losing all those close games and losing road trough and losing, 9 games in a row in the league, they don't really believe they can win right now, right? It's pretty obvious, right? It doesn't matter who they play. They have good moments and then they have bad moments. Like we cut to 7 and we missed a 3, right? But they made their 2. Cologne picked up a loose ball, made his 3, right? Like, you gotta believe you're gonna win. Like, so we're damaged mentally, no doubt about it. And the one thing I won't do is I won't give in to it. So I could have just left the locker room and said little and just moved on, and maybe that helps them. But I told them the truth. I'm going to tell them the truth every night. We have to get tougher. We have to share the ball more. We have to be more accountable. We have to hold ourselves to a higher standard. We have to have better expectations, right? We have to practice. We've actually practiced pretty good, but we haven't been able to take it to the game for whatever reason.
When you say lose road trough, is that meaning losing road trough for the year or just still indefinite?
I'm not like I don't expect him to play. How could he play? He hasn't played at all. And it's not just that. Like that's not solving all our issues. Trust me. Like we have to play better in the backcourt for sure. Like we have to make more winning plays in the backcourt. Like. Not just putting the ball in the basket. We got to get loose balls. We got to get charges. We gotta have some leadership. You name it. We're just not doing any little things.
You think Bremo has been thrown into something he probably wasn't ready for, right?
He's capable. I'm not gonna give him that out. He's capable of playing at a high level. You know, he's still got some, you know, he's got to play better when things don't go well for him and the team, right? He's got to do a better job of that. He's done a good job of getting in the gym and working on his game. He's got to make more of those hustle plays. He's got to get more people involved. But overall, he didn't play good tonight, I didn't think. I watched the tape, but he's played pretty good overall. But he has to be a better leader, in my opinion. Not only for us, but for himself. So most of the things that I'm talking about are not only good for us, but they're good for them. Right? Like, anymore, it's not like, hey, when the coach tells you something that they do it because the coach tells them. They do it, I coach them, and that it's good for them. You know? Now, their definition of what's good for them and what I think is good for them may be different, right? But that's coaching. Obviously, look, if you're 6-16, you're just not good enough. Like, I don't think, I'm still the same coach I've always been. We're just not winning. So that means we're just not good enough. I don't think the game's changed that much unless I'm just stupid all of a sudden. I don't know. Now, I'm in charge, so either way, it's my fault. Right? I mean, either way, it's on me. But I haven't really changed much over the last 40 years of how I do things. Like, I've tweaked a thing or two or here and there and everywhere, but it's been the same. So you just have to play better.
I wanted to ask about Jackie Johnson. Just throughout the year, like game by game, it seems like it's kind of hit or miss. Like he goes off sometimes, and other times just can't really find it. Is there a common thread, like, you know, when you see that he struggles, like this is happening? When you see that he's successful, this is happening?
So what'd you think tonight?
I thought he like got some open looks, but he wasn't hitting the things that, and it just seems like it goes downhill really fast when he doesn't do his first one.
So I thought he played good at stretches and not so good at other stretches, right? And that's kind of how most of he wants to play well. He puts a lot of time into the game. That's all he cares about. Most of his is just learning this level. Like the one play tonight, right? He made a couple. And then he dribbled it 45 seconds or a minute and a half or 4 minutes trying to get a shot, right? You know which play I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Instead, all you do is throw it to Trey and get the handoff. So when he gets on a roll, then he yanks it, right? Or when he's not on a roll, he yanks it. So it's just, you can't really win like that yet. But he tries to do what we tell him to do, but he reverts back. So it's a work in progress, but he works really hard at it, and he's a really nice kid. I'll go a long way with him because of the way he is.
After a game, Keith, especially when it's a streak like this, how do you spend the hours after a game either analyzing the film or just mentally processing what's going on the floor?
So, did you guys hear Michaela Schifrin's interview? And did you see, what's the snowboarder's name, Shaun White?
Oh, yeah.
So you know how many gold medals those guys have won? They've won millions, right? Not millions, but they've dominated their sport. And Michaela Schifrin, she fell on the first two events she played, or she was in. So do you know how that feels for her? Like, when where you're the best in the world, and I'm not anywhere near the best in the world. But I listened to her interview, and what I liked the most about it is she said, I'm so thankful for how people treated me because I've been a failure in this Olympics. So what does that tell you about her? She has these expectations that she's not pinning on anybody but herself. which is remarkable for today's day and age, right? Unbelievable. Like, so when you're not used to it, and I'm not used to it, it's super hard. Like, I haven't been through this. It's hard. Like, I want to crawl into a hole. I'm not happy. I'm miserable. That's the truth. I can't stand it. But what am I going to do? I'm still going to work my behind off to try to get Duquesne to the NCAA tournament. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm not going to quit. I still have a lot of confidence. I'm not happy with where we're at. It's been the worst year of my life. You know, it's been a hard, when I say worst year of my life, it's the worst year of basketball life I've ever had. So it's hard. Like I'm not gonna lie about it. I hate it, but I'm not gonna quit. Look, I had to pick myself off the bootstraps one other time in my life in basketball, and I did that. If I can do that, I certainly can do this. I'm not embarrassed. I don't like it. I have an unbelievable amount of pride. You know, it's humbling. So what do? I go back and I keep trying to work at it. Because that's the way I'm built. Nothing's ever been easy for me. I've had to work for everything I've got. So the one thing I can say at the end of the day, no matter what happens, I'm going to work my ass off to make sure I'm the best I can be.
Are you to the point where you start completely use a different lineup to try to, like guys like young guys, and just put them in there and let them start playing? I don't know. Do you think of that, or do you? I mean, I'm sure you do. But
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. Right? Why not try to develop him? Now he's got to play hard, which he will. He won't always play great, but he'll play hard. Yeah, listen. You have to make sure that people understand in life that you should get what you deserve, even if you're talented. So you're not helping anybody. So if you and I are friends, and you're an alcoholic, that's not true, right? I'm just kidding. If you're an alcoholic and I really care about you, I'm going to try to help you, even if you get mad at me. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Or did you just say, oh, it's somebody else's problem? But I know you're going to kill yourself if you keep drinking. So that's the way I'm built. I'm going to tell them the truth, even if they get mad, even if they transfer, because I'm not going to be the guy that enables somebody into being unsuccessful. I'm not. So we have good guys. We have to learn how to win. It's my job to teach them how to win. May not be now. Probably isn't, right? I mean, look, we can sit here and bullshit each other. Probably isn't now, right? You can't lose 9 games in a row and be a good team. Right? Appreciate you guys sitting through that.
Thank you.
I had